Right, we will get cracking, I think. So, my name is Luke. I'm one of the account managers here at TriPad. I'm joined today by my colleague Sally, our training manager, and Sam Simpson Olddale, our product manager. And as per the previous feature releases, we'll be taking you through a few of our new quarterly features. So a bit on the agenda today. So we'll do the product demonstrations. There's a few extra smaller features that we'll just run you through briefly on those. And then we will have some time right at the end for a Q&A. So some of the features that we'll be looking at today, I'll talk you through very briefly before passing over to Sally, who will give you a bit of a demo on these features. So we have our new e-signature functionality to work in conjunction with our contracts. We have our fancy new career site builder, some new candidate notes within onboarding, some changes to our hierarchy to allow some further things into hierarchy, so only the people that should be able to see them can. A few job booster improvements and a customer-facing roadmap, so you should be able to see some other bits in the pipeline for TriPad. So with that, I will hand over to Sally, and she will take you through a few of the new features.
Thank you. Cool. Okay. Oh, do you want to just stop sharing? And I'll... Are you stopped sharing them? Yeah, you have. Fabulous.
Done it now.
Cool. Okay. Can we all see that? I hope. Someone give me a hands up.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, marvelous. Thank you. Cool. Okay, so eSign, I'm going to take you through. So eSign is TriPad's rival to DocuSign, if you like. We've just launched that, obviously, very recently, and it is really, really simple to kind of get involved. As Luke mentioned, it works in conjunction with our contract. So here's one I prepared earlier, just to kind of show you what it looks like. So we've got a contract here, and essentially the eSign elements are just variables that you add in. So we've got three different options. We've got a signature variable, an initials variable, and an eSign checkbox. So you could create a bit of a checklist on your contracts for your candidates if you wanted to. So to add them, you just add them in just like you would do as a normal variable in a contract. There we go. We can just kind of add that one in there. We've just added it in at the bottom. We will be kind of putting them in a section together, but we've not quite got around to that yet. But yeah, they will be in there for you. So you can save and preview it. So you can see kind of what a candidate would see. So if we scroll right down to the bottom, we can see here they've got a signature option in there, initials, and you've got your checkbox options then. There's that initials one that we've just added in as well. So from a candidate point of view, what it looks like, so we've got a candidate dashboard here. And if we view our offer, we can see that we are taken through to the contract as per normal. Now, the options to request changes, to reject an offer, they're now over here on the left-hand side. They would normally be kind of at the top of the screen, but we've just going to move them over here to the left. And we've also got a little icon down here. So if we click on this, and you click on any of these elements, it takes you down to those elements that we've just added into the contract. So here you can put in the text that you want to use as a signature, and you can choose a specific style. So we're not kind of getting them to write their name on a smartphone or anything like that. It's kind of giving the impression of putting in a signature. But you can pop that in there. You can also pop in your initials. And as we say, we've got those checkbox items down there as well. So once you're happy, once everything's good with the, confirm. There we go. That's the button I'm missing. So yeah, once you're happy with kind of everything that you've included, you can select, I confirm I've read, signed and approved this contract, and we're going to approve and submit that contract back to TriPad. So we're going to accept the offer. There we go. So we can see that it's been accepted up there. And if we scroll right down to the bottom, you should see we've got an IP address that's been attached on there now. So when we are in the platform, it looks a little bit like this. So if I just refresh my screen, you can see that candidate has now been moved to the accepted stage. And we've got the little onboarding section here. So we can still see that it's been accepted by the candidate. And if we click into this icon, we can see exactly what the candidate sees as well. So that they've accepted that contract. And if we scroll down to the bottom, we can see there is a signature, initials, and checkbox and things that have been added in there as well. Obviously, still got the IP address. So everything has been legally checked in the UK. So this is all kind of a legal entity. It's all good. We haven't checked it in other countries yet, but it's not to say it's not legal in other countries, but just in the UK, we've done our checks at the moment. And that's it, really. Not much more to it. It just allows a candidate to kind of feel like they're actually signing a contract, that they're kind of in charge of it, really, rather than just kind of clicking accept, if you like. So that's our e-sign feature is the word I wanted, sorry. We'll get kind of questions later on, but feel free to kind of pop them in the chat if you want to. So next thing to talk you through is our career site builder. So this is initially going to be for our new Grow customers first off, but we will roll it out to our Pro customers later on, so kind of the bigger organizations. And essentially it is replacing our job search site, and it allows you to create your own career site. So we've provided this tool. It's backed up by a company called Contentbox. So they kind of provide the editing suite and that kind of thing, but we just obviously provide it on the platform. So it's in your tools menu. It's down here under Career Site Builder. So when you come to the screen, you're presented with 3 different options. You can create pages, so different pages relating to different things. You can create templates to build pages off the back of, and you can also create components, so headers, footers, nav bars, something like that, whatever you want to do. So we'll look at a page for the time being. So we would click the plus symbol to create a new page, and we're going to give it a title. So we'll just call it demo page for the time being. And that title is what shows up on the tab up here. So what your candidates will see. You can also choose what URL you would like. So for this one, we'll go for demo-page, for example. You might do dots, dashes, whatever you want to do. If your page is relating to something specific, so maybe finance jobs in London, for example, you might put finance, London, and oops, helps if I can spell, and just allows you to kind of put in those keywords. So when people are searching for things, it brings them to the relevant page. You can also pop in a description. So this just goes along with your SEO, so your search engine optimization. So we might just put demo page for tripod, for example, whatever it is that you want to call it. You can choose to publish it straight away if you're feeling brave, or if you want to kind of do your edits and make sure you've got it all sorted, you can kind of come back and publish that later on. Kind of the best thing to do, I think. So when you're happy with all that, we click submit. And we're taken through to this editing page. Now, there's lots and lots of different editing options on here. I'm not going to take you through them all because that'll bore you all to tears, but I'll just give you a bit of a brief overview. So we've got various different options down here. So sections are I suppose, the main content of your page. So you can kind of just click on whatever ones you want. We've got kind of different headers over the top. So we'll pop that one in there as well. And we'll throw in that one too. So all looking nice and lovely. You've then got content blocks, which you can pop in. So you might kind of want to put in something in the middle, a bit of an image or text or whatever it is that you want to do. And essentially you can edit this as you wish. So you've got buttons and things on here. You've got, you can kind of choose different images. So anything kind of from your files. You've got settings options here, so you can change the size of things, the color. So you can pop in your kind of brand colors. There's RGB feature down here. You can't kind of, oh, sorry, I'll come on to the text in a second. But yeah, different colors, your brand colors and things like that, you can pop in. Different images, content. So as I say, you can kind of change the look and feel of it. Change the text, anything like that. And if you're wanting to do anything on text or on an image, if you wanted to go somewhere, you can kind of put in a URL link in there as well. Excuse me. So yeah, so you can kind of change these sections. You've got some more options over here. So you can animate them if you want to. You can choose different scroll buttons. So you've got different options down there. Choose whatever you like. And yeah, adds in section ID. So if I just put in Sally, you can just kind of pop it and see there at the top. It just populates that information. So as well as sections and the content blocks, you can change the typography, so you can change the font. So it doesn't allow you to upload a specific font if you've got one according to your organisation, but I believe there's about 80 on here that you can pick from. So hopefully you can pick something that's relatively close to your organisation. You've got your different components in here. So you create these kind of through the ATS and then you link them in here. But if we put in a site header there, you can see that header comes through. Here's one again that we prepared earlier. You've got undo and redo options. You've got those animation options. So you can choose each different section to do different things if you want to. Upside down, inside out, back to front, whatever you want it to look like. You've also then got settings, so you can see a live preview kind of on your page, see what your page is actually going to look like when it's published. Or you can see a preview section as well, and that opens it up in a separate tab. So yeah, as I say, lots and lots of different options that you can do. When we can provide this to you, we're going to provide like a template, a set template, so a tripad version of this, if you like. So essentially, you could just change some images, change some colors, things like that, and pretty much away you go. But the option is there to build it completely from scratch if you want to, but that template is going to be made available to you if you'd like a bit of a head start. So once you're kind of happy with everything, you can save it as a template or save the changes, do whatever you want to. Save the changes there and close that editor and take it back. So we can see the demo page there has been created. We can see the little URL has been generated as well. And because it's showing as an orange icon, it shows that it's unpublished. If we went back in and edited it, oops, sorry, no, that's not what I wanted to do. If we go into settings, we can publish it there. We submit that, and then that becomes a live page. And if we click on that URL, it takes us through to our live page there. So you can link this through to your job pages, your kind of website, anything that you like, really. You can kind of put in links on the buttons and choose whatever you like. And essentially, that is Career Site Builder. As I say, we're not. You can do everything from the ground up, or you can kind of use one of our existing templates. So we've got a home version here that we've created, a tripad version. So that's going to be made available to you, and then you can just kind of make the edits and things like that if you want to on top of that. And there you go. We'll come back for questions on it later, but there's Career Site Builder. I'm sure I'll have missed something, but hopefully that kind of makes sense to you all.
Can I just ask a really quick question, or do you want me to save it to the end?
Go for it. Yeah.
It was just putting it in context, really. What would be the advantage of doing this rather than simply just having your own career website?
So this is designed for kind of smaller organizations. So maybe you don't have a marketing team, or you don't have kind of a lot of budget to create something. So you can kind of create your own site just and make it look kind of as you like it.
I understand. Thank you. I thought I'd missed something. Yeah, I get it. Thank you.
That's okay. That's fine.
I think, sorry. I was going to say another advantage is you may have got your own career site, but there may be a time when you want to focus on a specific class of job. And this would let you very quickly create a site that filters into those specific roles that you can link to from your existing career site temporarily, for example. That's it. Back to you, Sally.
Cool, no worries.
Thank you.
As I said, if you've got any other questions, chuck them in the chat and we'll come back to them at the end. Okay, another little feature that we've got for you is notes now on our onboarding pages. So this is our Manage Onboarded Users page, and we can now see that we've got a little icon here that allows you to put in notes at this stage. If there's any existing notes, they show up as green. So you can just hover over it there, and obviously you can see what was already been put in. And this is kind of designed to be just a communication between your recruitment teams or your onboarding team or whatever it is that you have in your organisation. just as a bit of a glance as to where people are at if you're reviewing onboarded users. It doesn't yet link to the candidate profile, but that is something that we're working on. So hopefully it should be there very soon. But it allows you to just kind of pop notes on. You can see kind of previous notes that have been done in there. You can pop in something as test for the time being, but you can also pin it as well. So you can pin it just for you. You can pin it for everybody. So if you've got a candidate that's gone on holiday or they're having problem getting their reference requested or whatever it is, you can pop that note on there, and then everybody's aware of that conversation that you've had with your candidate. And there we go. If we click on that, we can see that icon. We can see kind of any other options. Any other notes that have been done. You can see kind of who it's been pinned. You can choose to pin for everybody, whatever it is on there. And if we go back onto our page, we should be able to see. Oops, there's what. If I refresh that. There we go. Should be there. You go. So there's the 2 notes that we've got on there. Really simple. It's already on everybody's platforms if you want it. So it's just kind of a part of your onboarding package if that's obviously something that you take with us. And yeah, you can kind of go for your life, do whatever you like on there. Okay. Another little section is hierarchy enhancements. So we have added in the ability to add questions and onboarding packages to a specific hierarchy. So really, really simple. So if you've got a hierarchy that's kind of set up in the platform and you want to add a very specific question to that hierarchy, you just kind of go on the questions section, select the relevant level and go from there. And exactly the same in an onboarding package as well. So if I went in here and I edited it, there you go. You can add in your hierarchy level on there. Really simple. And I'm now going to pass over to Sam just to take you through last couple of bits and pieces. So do you want to keep sharing, Sam?
Yeah, if you don't mind.
Yep.
So, hi everyone. So there's been a few changes that we've added to our job booster. Now, these are quite difficult for us to show you because we can't link job booster to actual live adverts. But you will see on there is a candidate cancellation requested status. This is just to keep you a little bit more information if you do need to cancel a campaign, so that it doesn't automatically look like it's cancelled, even though it may still show on the boards. There's now a search box, which you can see at the top, that will let you search for a campaign. Again, quite difficult because we don't have any live campaigns. And when you do have a live campaign, there's a notification that will appear that will show you how many days are remaining on that campaign before it expires. So this is just the first of a whole host of job booster enhancements that we're making. So coming over the next next few months, there'll be the ability to actually search for a job board. So for anyone who's used it, when you go in, you get the recommended boards at the top, and they're the ones that are based on the advert that you're placing. But should you know where you exactly want to post, then you'll be able to, search for LinkedIn or Monster or whatever on there. There'll also be the ability to link your own existing contract. So if you have a contract with LinkedIn or anyone, you'll be able to bring that contract in and then use those actual contracted. You'll be able to use your contractor credits or pay by a Tripad, or use your credits for placing your adverts. So that and a few more sort of optional options around filtering that will be added in. And I think for me, the most exciting one that we will be adding is showing boards with an ED&I focus. So there are lots of boards that really focus on advertising roles to people with disability, at disadvantage and things like that. So there'll be a filter in there that you can either toggle on, toggle off, that will sort of highlight what those boards are. But that's all coming over the next few months. And the last thing is the customer-facing roadmap.
I don't think I have a link to that. Do you have one?
I can do that one then, if you would like to. I will share my screen. Right, So I believe that everybody can see this. So roadmap.tripad.com is our customer-facing roadmap. So at the moment, it's got the work that we have sort of done the planning on, the stuff that's with our engineering team, and the things that have been released. This will be expanded out over the coming months to add in. We can only add in 3 fields. That's a limitation of the tool that we're using. But to maybe change the planning complete and in progress to be one, and give you more visibility. So if you click into, so if we look at this one, I'm just going to click into this. You can see the estimated release date, and you can see some bits of information in there. You can also see the journey that it's taken, although that probably doesn't really mean much to you. Go back into the roadmap. So yeah, you'll be able to see the detail of what we're actually delivering, as well as sort of where it is and where it's going to be. Eventually, this will be opened up so that you will be able to add in your own requests, but that's not something we can do at the moment. And being able to vote on the request. So even though I'm not logged in, I can. It wants you to create an account, so you can log in, but that will give you the ability to vote. If you're not bothered about voting, then you will just be able to sort of view down and search. So if I search for Job Booster, for example, it will bring me up all of the Job Booster and where where they actually sit. So in progress, planning complete, etc. And that's that. Roadmap.tripad.com. Done. Anything else I've missed, Sally?
No, I can just do the other little bits and pieces if you want to share again, Luke.
Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, just a couple of other bits and pieces that we have launched for you. You can now add attachments to your ad hoc emails that are being sent out. Very, very straightforward. It's just an advert. Just an attachment. And a limitation, word limit validation option is now available on questions. It used to be just a character validation, but you can now kind of put in maximum number of words or minimum number of words, whatever now. And then you've got two more that we've missed off. We missed one off the screen. There's a non-mandatory option for the state or county field in addresses, so you can kind of make that non-mandatory if you don't want it to be mandatory on your system. And then the last one is we can give you some extra variables for your custom notifications. So if you're sending custom notifications out at different stages in your application process or anything like that and want to add in different variables, we've got another list of some things on there. If you're interested in that, speak to your account manager and we can kind of send you those variables over.
Just one thing to point out about the non-mandatory option, that is something TriPad would need to enable for you, and it would be across the board. So if you didn't want that county, state field, whatever it's called within your platform, if you didn't want that to be mandatory, then speak to, I would imagine, support or your account manager. A little bit foggy on that bit, and they'll be able to turn that permission off, but just be aware that it is across the board.
Cool.
Perfect.
Done. Any questions?
And then we'll just be opening up to the floor for any Q&A on the features. Feel free to write them in the chat or unmute and ask them in person.
Well, we're either getting very good at this or no one wants to actually ask a question.
Is anybody even still there?
Hello, hi everyone. I have a question. Can you hear me?
We can, Valentina.
So when you were talking about more toggle fields will be available for notifications, is it something that is already enabled that we can already view in Manage Tool, or do we have to raise a ticket?
For the custom notifications?
Yes.
As far as I'm aware, it's just a request that you make either through support or through your account manager. They're not live at the moment, but we can send them out to you.
Right, and do we have to pay for them?
No, not at all. It is just we will send you the variables and then you can just copy and paste them in. So they can't be added into the tool. And those custom notification emails sit outside of manage. So it is that's if you've got them in, they'll be in your job create, and it's just a few more variables in there.
Okay, thank you.
I've got a question in terms of costing. Is everything that's been covered today, is that included within certain packages, or do we need to liaise with our account manager to see if there's any additional costs?
Yeah, so the e-signature is a chargeable function within TriPad. So again, contact your account manager. They can provide you with a quote. The careers site builder will also be a chargeable piece, but the hierarchy changes. If you already have hierarchy as part of your system, that is one that is included free of charge. The onboarding notes, again, that has been rolled out to everyone that is already using onboarding. And then again, Job Booster, if you're using Job Booster, those extra functions are being added.
That's wonderful, thank you.
That's right, and I can see a few questions have come into the chat. So one from Helen, will a recruiter be able to inspect the contents of the attachment they have emailed? So the emails themselves, they will work as they currently do. You won't be able to go in and see the attachment within the platform, but I do know that we have raised that in with the product team for you, Helen, to see if that is something that we can add for the future. For the e-signature, so again, with that being a chargeable piece, you will need to request a quote for that, and then once that's been approved, we can get that added to your systems. And then am I right in presuming the notes in onboarding are only visible to certain role types, i.e. just recruitment team and not hiring managers? Sam, Sally, do you know on that one?
They've been switched on for all user types at the moment. So if you don't want them on for a specific one, then let us know. We can also limit who can delete a note and who can pin a note for everyone. So if you want to make any changes, that just let our support team know, and they'll be able to go through and change those permissions for you.
Perfect. And then, how can a hiring manager view the emails and attachments sent to a candidate? So again, the email audit is on or off by user type. So you can view the emails that have been sent, but you will only be able to see the name of the attachment that's been added to that email. You won't be able to go in and physically inspect what the attachment was. Which I hope answers that one for you. And then that was it in terms of questions from the chat. If anyone else did have a question, feel free to add it in. Else, if you did have a question following the webinar, please feel free to either reach out to your account manager or our support team. Perfect. And I guess if there's no more questions, we will give you some extra time back in your afternoon. And as I say, we have recorded the webinar, so we'll make that available after it's been concluded. And any further questions in the meantime, feel free to reach out to us.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks. Bye.